Oh, yeah, none of them are open.
I guess that puts all the places like, what's the water park there in Nashville?
National Shores?
Yeah, all that.
And the hotel there has a big new indoor outdoor.
Yeah, that's right.
It's supposed to be
Just opened up,
awesome.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
In Nashville?
Waves.
Opryland.
Opryland.
What do they call it, Waves?
Yeah, waves.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It looks really cool.
I can't afford to go up, I can't afford to park.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably why.
Can we take a trolley trip? Can we get a trolley for the day?
The thing
Well,
about
we
that,
can't
though,
go anywhere right now, gas is cheap.
Gas is cheap, I can't afford to pay the parking.
the thing about the Waves, though, is you don't have to stand in line forever, because it's not like Nashville Shores, where there could be 100 people in front of you in line.
From Nashville Shores one time, and we never went back.
I need it.
Now we go down to, the one in Alabama all the time.
Yeah.
Mallard.
Mallard.
Point Mallard.
Point
Yeah.
Mallard, yeah.
I go to that one all the time, but, yeah, I won't never go back to Nashville Shores. Not to pay that price to stand in line and, run all that.
We done last time we was at Fort Mallard, it's lightning 5 miles away, and they made us leave. You know.
If it's lightning, you gotta come out now, come on.
Miles.
Yeah.
Did they give you your money back?
No.
No, that's an extra
Point
dollar.
Mallard,
Yeah.
they give you a rain check.
We didn't check on it, but we had to leave the pool twice, and the third
Did you?
time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, the only time,
When you come out, you have to stay 30 minutes, you know,
Yeah.
because you can't go just right back in.
the only time that we've been asked to leave, they gave rain checks.
You already been there all day.
No, Jackson was with us,
Yeah.
a couple of hours
Yeah.
that day and stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's 6 o'clock, it's time to call together Mount Pleasant Municipal Planning Commission meeting. This time we'll ask Robert to do the invitation, and John to do the pledge of allegiance. Would you please stand?
We're bowing in this prayer. Dear gracious God, we come to you tonight, Lord, so thankful for your many blessings. We thank you for your protection, watching over each and every one of us. We ask tonight, Father, as we go into this meeting tonight, Father, that everything that comes of this meeting is beneficial to the members here on the board, the applicant, and the residents here in our community, Father. And we just thank you and ask for your continued protection over our lives and our families. We give you thanks in Jesus' name. Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let the minutes reflect we have all members present tonight for a forum, please. Item number 3 be approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda.
I have a motion, I hear a second.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, approval of minutes from prior meeting, April 14th, 2020.
I make a motion, we accept those minutes.
I have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, plat approval.
There are none, Chairman.
Number 6, rezoning request.
There are none.
Number 7, annexation request.
None as well.
Number 8, site plan approval request. At this time, I'll turn it to you.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to thank the board for being here, the applicant and all present. Tonight we have a request before us. It's PC 051220, parentheses SP1. Applicant Mr. Johnny Potts has submitted a site plan for review on the property located at 116 Oakwood Drive, which is his place of business now. And the property is located near Birchie Millworks, which is not directly across the street, but the property is situated across the street. The reason for this request, Mr. Johnny Potts, is to construct an accessory structure there on his property. And it's zoned light industrial. The accessory structure is going to be used for storage of items there that Mr. Potts manufactures. So the accessory structure is what the site plan is what's before you
Correct.
tonight. We had the original submission. Of course, we reviewed it, and based off our review, there were several comments that we'll touch on tonight. if that's okay.
That's fine.
The first initial comment, the original submission had the wrong setbacks. If you'll look, y'all have both of those, the original submission and resubmittal. So if, get those open. The original submittal showed 25 feet as a setback, and that at one time was true, but we've gone away from that. It's a 50-foot setback in your light industrial setting. So that's been reflected on the resubmittal as a 50-foot setback. So that was changed. Then there was a couple questions that we had in reference to the utilities, the gas and the water lines. They were shown on the original submittal, but there was no overhead, there was no utilities, no electrical that was shown, and there was no sanitary that was shown as well. So based off our review, those are pertinent to a site plan, so we asked that those be shown.
Right.
And on the resubmittal, they since corrected that by showing the overhead utility line, and then they show their septic area and identify that with those markings, and also show the easement in that area as well. It's over to the, if you're looking at the plan, it's over to the right. So they corrected that. And then all the easements, of course, is shown via the utility service that's provided. Really no delineated easements were shown, but you know, it's a general easement on those utility services. So we're comfortable with that. Then Mr. Potts, under his original build, we were under the previous zoning ordinance, so when they looked at it before, that was pre my time. He was compliant with the parking regulations at that time. Well, under our new zone regulations, we felt it necessary to at least point out that the site did not meet the parking requirements in our new zone ordinance. So understand that they did under the old zone ordinance. So I want to make that clear to the board. We're looking at this as almost non-conforming because it was it's situated and governed under our old zone ordinance. So. But the new zoning ordinance, we felt it pertinent to at least point out the parking. And as a result, additional spaces were added to the side of the existing building, on the side, his main business there. Now, none of that area is paved. I remember finishing up the project with Mr. Potts, because I came in on the backside of the build there. So under the old zoning ordinance, what he did was signage for the handicap accessible spaces and curb stops, I believe.
Right. Well, for the concrete path for the walkway in the
That's
front of the
correct.
building.
Yeah. So that was under our old zoning ordinance. But all of the space is gravel. Okay, it's basically an in and out. There's the heavy duty equipment that is constantly on the property. As you know, with our new zoning ordinance, it requires parking areas to be surfaced. I feel this is non-conforming. Myself and Mr. Hager from Lowson Associates have agreed that due to the nature of what he's proposing here, to actually have Mr. Potts bring the entire site up, it's, you know, it wouldn't be effectual. It wouldn't be the appropriate place, we don't feel. So that's our personal feelings there. So, but we did want to point out in our comments, and as you see, that was pointed out. So they did make a note of there's two loading areas on the comments that, and I wish I had them numbered here, versus if you go down to almost the bottom of the page on the first comment right here where they highlighted this, because this is their reply back. A minimum of 2 truck loading spaces be provided on site. None are shown. None was shown. All street loading spaces, we then told them need to be provided on site, and we gave them the minimum requirements. He indicated with his reply that 2 loading areas are shown, 12 by 30, but I've looked over this plan several times, and I'm not sure I see where they're at.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay, so, I don't know, Mr. Potts, I'm gonna bring something to you real quick and just see. Would these happen to be loading spots?
Yeah, but they're supposed to be over here with this building.
Okay.
See, they're gonna be right here in the front, right here in this building, because we're gonna unload right here and then take it right in the building.
Okay.
We got flatbed trucks that'll come in here, come around, and then we'll unload here and then put it in, and they'll leave out that side.
Okay, so the loading spot.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just an error on the engineer's part, but if you look at the resubmittal right there,
Right.
you'll see those two areas
Labeled
right
grass.
there, labeled grass.
Grass.
Yeah, I seen it. You know, I asked about that the other day.
Yeah.
I asked about.
So I think,
Putt-putt out there.
yeah, I think those are the two loading spots, and what myself and Mr. Potts discussed is if you look at the proposed structure,
Mhm.
the loading spots are actually supposed to be down here.
Right, okay,
They're not
right.
supposed to be up here. So, you know, the site plan indicates grassy areas, which I think are the loading spots, 12 by 30, and they are in the wrong spot. We can,
I didn't say, well, no grass on that side of the building, no way.
I'm comfortable with, if the board does deem that it's an approvable site plan, I'm comfortable with making sure that takes place during the inspection process, so. But that's something that y'all need to decide. It is clearly not right on the site plan that's presented.
Well, I, for one, I've seen this location out there and everything,
Mhm.
and matter of fact, I worked across the street there for 5 years when he built this and stuff, but I think he's headed in the right direction, and want to do the right thing
I agree.
out there with the location and stuff.
Just a couple more points off the comments here, if you don't mind, Chairman. No lighting is going to be provided, no additional lighting on the outside. He has wall lights on the primary building at this time. No formal landscaping exists on site. There's none proposed, according to the site plan that we've got here. Outdoor storage was another point that we wanted to at least reflect in the comments that's required to be screened. He does have existing outdoor storage, but they're not showing screening for that either, as this is a pre-existing storage.
Right.
And we're more concerned about if there's, in the future, if there's any storage that's going to be on the outside of the new building, because then I want you to understand that you can't have outdoor storage without being screened. So just keep that in mind. But there is no outdoor storage shown on the plan.
Right.
Therefore, there is no screening shown on the plan other than what's existing. We asked for a detail on the gravel section, which he's provided on the resubmittal, and shown final FFE elevation, shown final elevation as well on the site plan via a note on the resubmittal right there. And I think that is pretty much it. So in essence, what you've got here is a site plan that is being proposed for a structure that's 48 by 84, and some of the site is coming into compliance, but being non-conforming in nature, to require Mr. Potts, this is staff's opinion, to require Mr. Potts to update the entire site for the construction of a small storage building. It would really be beneficial to not only, it would be non-beneficial to the applicant, but I don't think it's going to be a hindrance to our community. One thing that we did discuss was, in the future, if there's a build-out past the cul-de-sac, then there might be some stuff to do. But right now, at this point, being on the dead end, situated out of forming in nature, we're comfortable with the site plan as far as staff goes. So.
Very good.
And Mr. Potts did apply for a building permit. That's the reason this came up. This came to us. So we do have a metal building that will be going up, and there's a metal building on the site. So our design guidelines really are not being addressed, but we are comfortable with that because it's situated in an area and on a property that already has a pre-existing metal building.
There you go. Any discussion from the board? If not, do I hear a motion that we approve this site plan?
I'll make a motion that we approve the site plan as submitted.
I have a motion, I hear a second.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Chairman, real quick, I'm sorry. In that motion, would
Yeah.
you like to include the,
I would, yeah.
please?
Yeah, so I make a motion that we approve the site plan, conditional on Robert's inspection of the
Loading.
loading areas, relocated from the drawing.
And the seconder agrees with that.
I have a motion and a second, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Number 9, old business.
There is none.
Number 10, other business.
No, sir.
Board staff comments.
No, sir.
I didn't think there were no citizens' comments, was it? I didn't see
No,
it.
sir, but I can get the sheet
All right.
and let you sign off on it real quick.
All right. No citizens' comment. Number 13, do I hear a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Hear a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
You can have my package too.
Yeah, I mean.
If y'all wanna give me those envelopes, because I will use them.
Yeah.
I will use them.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy.
Thank
You
you.
go around and read that.
Wife's been finding out
Our
for
city's gonna need all the help it can get. I said our city's gonna need all the help it can get.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, have a good evening.
So, yeah, I'll get the plans finalized over here.
You want me to get him to change them their own, parking spots on the drawing?
Yeah, we can go, yeah, just go ahead. Actually, just change it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you don't mind, and then I can just grab me one copy of it, that way I'll have it with the file.
Everybody will. I did
Appreciate
change that for you, appreciate it.
Hey, you have a great day, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, see, I knew you